See the world in one day at the PD International Festival. Meet some of the players coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Francis Marion University. We're focused on the 11th Annual PD International Festival, and we're visiting with Libby Cooper, the Director of Community Relations here at Francis Marion. Good morning, Libby.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for coming in this morning to help
pleasure.
Kick off a couple days focused on what will be an amazing event here, the 11th Annual.
Exactly. International Festival.
It's going to be a treat. Now, how many years have been held at Francis Marion? Do you know?
Since 1998. So
Okay.
what does that make? This will be about our 5th year here.
Right.
The festival's been in a number of locations in the community, and we hope it's found its home right here.
Well, let's pray so. Let's pray so. Libby, about yourself, are you originally from the area?
I'm from the Sumter area, Sumter County native, a little town called Maysville.
Okay, so you've been in the PD quite a while.
I've been in the PD for about 23 years now.
Is that right? Golly. What prompted your move here to Florence?
Well, I got married, and my husband had a job here in Florence, so that moved us to Florence, and we've enjoyed living in the PD very much.
Now, how long have you been at Francis Marion?
I've been at Francis Marion since 1980, so 23 years. I feel like I've grown up here. I'm going to give away my age soon, but it's been a wonderful place to work.
Well, how about some of the changes that have happened at Francis Marion during your tenure over a 23-year period? A lot's gone on here.
A lot of changes, a lot of growth. We've seen new buildings. We've seen our enrollment grow. I've worked for all 4 presidents. And we've seen our alumni base grow. We now have over 13,000 graduates, many of whom are still right here in the PD area.
Right. And quite a few at the beach as well.
That's right.
Yeah, quite a few throughout our viewing area. It's amazing. And, of course, 23 years here, 4 presidents over that time. Now, Francis Marion had been associated, or it is, for viewers who may not be familiar with the university, it's separate, it's a public school or private, or?
It's a public, state-supported, state-assisted university. In the early days, we were part of the University of South Carolina branch system. It was USC Florence, and that was during the 1960s. And then in 1970, it became a 4-year institution separate from the University of South Carolina.
Okay. And when you think about the Director of Community Relations, if you were going to summarize that position for somebody who wasn't familiar with the position, how would you summarize?
Well, under that umbrella, community relations, comes the Alumni Association, special events, programs and activities designed to bring closer together the community and Francis Marion University. We want to shorten that 7-mile distance between the physical distance between the town and the university. Mm-hmm. So it's all about town and gown relations is a phrase we use.
Yes, Libby, that's a good one. It's so close, of course, on Monday and Tuesday. Thank you so much for opening this space because we were focused on the Eastern Carolina Agricultural Fair and having some amazing folks in here highlighting just what will be a special event coming up very soon.
That's always a lot of fun.
That's
and
right.
we're
Now,
glad to be close to that.
Yes, very definitely. About a mile from here. And, of course, this now is almost 2 weeks away, the PD International Festival. What will that be like as obviously having hosted here since 98 to see that many folks from so many communities?
I think the festival just gets bigger and better every year, and we see a growing number of international people in our community. We certainly have a number of international students here on campus. And I think it's just important to bring all these folks together, the community, the surrounding region out here, to really begin to get a better understanding of and appreciation for other cultures.
Libby, do you think many folks can appreciate how diverse the PD community is?
You know, I doubt if people really do realize what a growing international population we have here. And we're so fortunate to have, international businesses locating here. And, of course, they're bringing a lot of folks with them. And I just think that has a positive influence on the quality of life here.
Libby, do you have an approximate number of how many different cultures will be represented at the festival this year?
Probably somewhere between 20 and 25.
Wow, which is probably close to what it was last year. And
yeah.
Do you know if there's still any space for different folks on the cultural booths or otherwise?
There may be a couple of spots left on the cultural booth side, but there wouldn't be very many at this point.
Probably very tight.
We've had a good response.
I'm sure you have. Tell us about some of the people who really make the festival possible.
Well, we're very fortunate to our main sponsors, and Honda and Pepsi and Nanya and Roche Carolina are four of the big sponsors, and of course Nanya and Honda and Roche are international companies, and they've been so supportive, and we've enjoyed working with representatives from those companies to make this possible.
Mm-hmm. Libby, I was interested to see as I was looking through the brochure for the festival that the Florence Family YMCA is involved. Is that something they've been involved with?
Actually, they sort of started the International Festival. We have our roots with the YMCA and the International Club at that time, and the festival started as a potluck dinner on the grounds at the YMCA. And then it grew. It moved to Florence Darlington Technical College, and then, as I said, in 1998 came out here. But all of those partners are still involved. The Florence Family YMCA, Florence Darlington Tech, Francis Marion, and the Florence Chamber of Commerce kind of all come together to make this possible. And there's a committee that works on the festival almost year-round.
Is that right? Wow. When you think about that aspect, it's amazing to think of the significance of a committee working year-round to make a single day. Now, this happens rain or shine, Libby.
It happens rain or shine. We have the ability to move things into the gym. We'll have to make that call a day or two early because the setup for an event of this magnitude takes several days. But just putting all the elements together, the cultural booth, the taste of the world, and then the performing artists, bringing all of these elements together does require a good bit of planning.
Libby, do a lot of students get active other than the International Club? I mean, do a lot of students get active at the event?
They do. As I said, we have some international students, but we also have about 1,100 students that live on campus here in our dorms and our apartments, and when they're here on the weekends, and this is a wonderful event for them to participate in. And also that day, we will be having open house here at Francis Marion for prospective students and their parents.
Great.
So there'll be about 300 participating in open house that morning, and it's great for those folks to come to campus and see all of this activity on a Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
So we plan it that way, of course.
I was about to ask if that was planned well.
It was intentional.
Yeah.
But I tell them that's why our enrollment goes up, because we have this work in conjunction with the International Festival.
Well, I'm sure that has a dramatic impact.
Well, I hope
if you were
so.
a parent knowing that your your child was going to get active with a community involvement that really stretches out to an amazing number of communities. That's great thinking. That's great thinking. How does the art show to be held at Osborne's on October 15th tie in with the PD International Festival?
Well, the art show at Osborne's is kind of a preview to the International Festival, and that evening we'll be displaying the works of two artists, a Mexican artist, and then Alex Palkovich, our own Alex Palkovich here in Florence, who has Russian roots. And those two artists will have their works on display Saturday as well. But if you want a preview to the event and just to kind of get in the mood for the International Festival, then the art show at Osborne's would be the place to do that.
Yes, and Alex Palkovich will be joining us in a couple of minutes to talk about some of the pieces he'll be exhibiting. Will visitors be able to see his works here at the festival itself?
Yes, the works will be on display Saturday, but the event on the 15th at Osborne's would give people an opportunity to view the work in a probably a little smaller, more serene setting, and to purchase things if they desire to do that.
Mm-hmm. We've got a little less than 2 minutes, Libby. For viewers who may never have visited Francis Marion, you all are pretty easy to find.
Oh, we are real easy to find, right at the intersection of Highway 301 and 327.
Okay, great. Not far from I-95 if you're coming in from Lumberton or Laurinburg or surely
We're
from
just
Parksville.
an hour, really, from about all of those
Exactly,
areas.
or the beach. Very easy to get to. Very easy to get to. When you think through, if someone was visiting for the first time, and this event's from 11 to 5, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., again, rain or shine, if someone was visiting for the first time, what's the first thing they'd see when they park their car and we're coming up to the center of the festival?
They would see tents. They would see a display of flags. They would see people in traditional and native garb, native to their particular countries that they represent. It's very colorful and very festive. The grounds are beautifully decorated with all kinds of fall flowers, and it's a pretty event. And they would hear probably some bagpipe music going on, so it would make a good first impression.
Yes, absolutely, as it will on the potential students here with their parents. That's wonderful. Lastly, Libby, we'll be speaking after Alex. We'll be speaking with Alecia Chavez, who's been, I think, has been in the area 3 or 4 years. Who's arranged a visit from an artist from her hometown of Toxco. Do you know if we'll be able to have a chance to see him on this?
He will be here Saturday for the International Festival, and he does wonderful work, stone carving, and does all this intricate work. And yeah, he has some great stuff.
Great. Get out here October 18th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., Francis Marion University, the 11th Annual P International Festival. Libby, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Pleasure.
Stay tuned to Alex Palkovich coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at Francis Marion University. We're focused on the 11th Annual PD International Festival, and we're visiting with Alex Palkovich, the manager of General Electric Global Magnet Operations and a contributing artist to the 11th Annual PD International Festival Art Show. Good morning, Alex.
Yes,
Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
thanks for inviting.
How exciting to think about October 18th, not too far off, big day out here at Francis Marion, rain or shine. Is it Alex Palkovich, artist and engineer, or Alex Palkovich, engineer and artist?
I would say it depends when you are asking this. During the working hours, it's engineer.
Right.
But during the hours after, it's more artist.
Definitely artist. How exciting. What prompted your interest in art as a child?
I started to sculpt at age 5. I'm not sure what prompted. I just started to work very early.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember when you took up sculpting? It was age 5?
Yeah. I remember the first 2 works that I done. It was a rabbit and a dog, and I remember very well.
A rabbit and a dog at age 5.
Yeah.
You remember that vividly?
Yeah. I remember them very well, both works. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Where did you attend school, and what was your field of study?
I attended a normal school in Soviet Union and Ukraine on the Czechoslovakian-Hungarian border. It's a very international place. Attended school, and in the afternoon I went to art school for 11 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In your field of study later on?
I went to study in university mechanical engineering.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you also study art later in school?
I always worked in art, but after school.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Always second to the engineering aspect. Well, that's exciting. Well, surely with works like this, it doesn't look like it was second. What did you do immediately after graduation?
After graduation from university, I went to work in a factory, in an electronic factory, and worked there for a couple of years, and after that moved abroad and moved to Israel and lived there for 6 years, 7 years, moved from there to Mexico, built a factory in Mexico, and from Mexico went to England for 18 years, acquired by GE, and came to work to America. Now I'm 4.5 years here in Florence.
4.5 years here in Florence?
Yeah.
Wonderful. You like the PD?
Yeah, it's very good people, very nice environment. I have good friends here.
Absolutely. So if someone was to ask you, how did you come to your position as manager for General Electric's global magnet operations, it was because of an acquisition?
Because of acquisition. I was managing a similar factory, but much smaller. Mm-hmm. So I moved here to manage this one.
Mm-hmm. Your work has taken you around the world. Was it difficult to pursue your artistic interest during your travels?
It takes a couple of months to adjust to a new country, to find a casting house, everything else. But I'm involved in art every day. Mm-hmm. That's no kind of thing. If I have 5 minutes or 10 minutes or half an hour or an hour or more, I will.
Oh, come on! Tell us about this. If you've got 5 or 10 minutes while you're at work, so you have a little bit of your art with you there at work.
No, at home. But when I come home, around every chair that I sit, I have a work just around my chair.
Is that right? Now, what does that do to your marital? I mean, is your bride a artist?
No, she's a piano teacher.
Aha! Yeah. How exciting! How exciting! Does your skill as a mechanical engineer influence your work as an artist?
I think my artist influenced my mechanical engineering more than but the both sides. Yes, particularly in designing other things. Yes, very much so.
Do you have a favorite medium?
Yeah, I worked in bronze. This is the majority of the work that I am doing, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How about a favorite subject?
I think that portraits, I like very much to do portraits, and I like connection between animals and humans. I have many, and mythology. So these kind of things that in sculpture is a kind of couple of issues that I am always coming back to them.
Mm-hmm. And when you say for viewers who are not, you said your favorite medium bronze,
Yeah.
And a favorite subjects,
Yeah.
you said portraits.
Yeah.
For viewers who may not be familiar with that, how do they work together?
First of all, I make a lot of commissions that people would sit and I would make sculptures of busts.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the things. And about mythology, it just always fascinated me, the mythology, and I have a lot of work. When you come to the exhibition, you will see a lot of work about mythology.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
October 18th. It should be wonderful out here. I saw that in recent years you've been dabbling in furniture, that you've been designing furniture. Have you enjoyed this challenge?
Yeah, very much. I like furniture very much, and I think that it's one of the medium that really you need to be an engineer in order to understand, to make functional and strong furniture, and you need to be an artist. So it's really a unique media that's very suitable for me.
You said you need to be an engineer for the functionality, and you need to be an artist. What about the comfort?
Oh, it's very comfortable. The chairs are very, very comfortable. This is a must.
Yes.
So this is a must. So it must be comfortable, must be strong and beautiful.
And beautiful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. With your travels, you've undoubtedly had the opportunity to see many of the great works of artists around the world and through time. Which of those masterpieces had a long-lasting impression on you?
Well, if you look at sculpture, no question, when I was younger, the one artist that extremely influenced me was Rodin.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no question about the big masters that influenced me very much. In the chairs that I designed and furniture, it's Mies van der Rohe, and he was the guy that really was, for me today, still my God.
Mm-hmm. Still my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you participate in any of the sculpture programs at Brook Green Gardens?
Not yet. I took master classes there last year, and I will go for master classes this year, but not exhibiting there yet.
Mm-hmm. Not exhibiting yet.
Yeah.
Will you be participating at the PD International Festival on Saturday, October 18th here? That's what the big focus is, obviously.
Yes, I will have a pre-exhibition on 15th of October in Osborne's.
At Osborne.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's going to happen there?
I will bring a couple of dozens of sculptures there, and will be an opening for the international festival, so people will come and see the sculptures there.
That'll be an open house as well?
Yeah.
That's from 7 to 9 p.m.
6 to 9 p.m.
Okay.
on 15th Wednesday.
October 15th
Yeah.
at Osborne's. And obviously here, and when we think about your big exhibition here on October 18th, for viewers who may not have been out here before, had you displayed before, or is this your first time?
No, I had a couple of exhibitions in Florence. I had one in museum 2 years ago. I had the last year exhibition in Francis Marion. It's a beautiful hall I exhibited here. So it's not first time that I exhibit here.
That's wonderful. If he gets 5 minutes or 10 minutes, he's working in art. Obviously inspired by so many, but Rodin and Miles van der...
Mies van der Rohe, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm a little
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
Mies van der Rohe. So many inspirations in life. Now here in the PD for 4.5 years. Catch him on October 15th from 6 to 9 at Osborne's, or out here at Francis Marion, October 18th. Alex, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at Francis Marion University. We're focused on the 11th annual PD International Festival, which will be held here on Saturday, October 18th. And we're visiting with Alecia Chavez, a volunteer with the 11th annual PD International Festival Art Show. Good morning, Alecia.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
You're welcome.
Incredible opportunity to think about the impact that you're having on really making this a spectacular event this year, and obviously bringing in David Montoya Science, and it's a spectacular opportunity even before the event. Alecia, about yourself, when did you move to Florence and what brought you here?
Well, my husband has PhD in chemistry, and he worked for Roche in Mexico. And 3.5 years ago, he was transferred to Florence to work for Roach, Carolina.
Okay, great.
So that's why I am here.
And you've got a degree in chemistry as well.
Yes, I am chemist.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. What's that like being a chemist?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
What's it like over there on site, working there as a chemist? You ever talk to him about what it's like as a chemist?
Oh, yes, he enjoys his job.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many people working in there from different countries.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very nice place to work for.
Sure, very definitely. And is he also from Mexico?
Yes, he's from Mexico.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. How did you get involved in working on the festival and the art show?
Well, my husband and I are interested in let the people know about our culture and our art, so everybody can know the different art that we have in Mexico.
Sure, and there's quite a bit.
Yes.
Did you know they were looking for the artist?
Every year they are looking for different artists to willing to participate at the international festival here in Florence.
Did you attend last year's PD International Festival?
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, we invited one artist to come in Florence to the festival, and he brought some of his paintings.
And how do you feel about the diversity of our community and how many different nationalities are represented at the festival?
Well, we have different nationalities that are going to participate in the festival. Over 20 nationalities, I believe.
Golly, that's amazing. Did you know David Montoya Science in Mexico? And how do you say his name again?
David Montoya Science.
Science, that's correct. Is he looking forward to visiting here?
Yes, I am from Mexico. I am from the small town in Mexico. The name of the town is Tasco. And the artist is from Tasco. He's a well-known artist. He does art stone, and he has his own designs.
Can you tell us a little bit about his work? What material does he use and what subjects are featured?
Well, he used a drill as a small tool. He carves obsidian stone, and his artwork is based in his heritage roots. He's going to bring some pottery from Puebla.
Beautiful.
Something like this. And this pottery is from the state of Puebla in Mexico. This pottery is handmade.
Wow.
And is dishwasher safe, microwave oven safe. So he's going to bring some of these beautiful pieces.
And will he be selling those pieces as well?
Yes, he will sell those pieces.
Right.
Also this one, you can see.
That's beautiful.
Actually, it's backwards.
That is beautiful. Now, the art show will be held at Osborne's a few days before the International Festival, correct?
Yes, the art show is going to be held at Osborne's on October 15, and we are going to continue the art show at Sarmiento's Jewelry in Florence.
Great.
We're going to show the art on October 16 and 17.
Okay, great. Does he show and sell his pieces back home?
Yes, he does. He has some art shows as well in Mexico.
Lastly, when we think about this, Alecia, there's so many aspects of his work, and obviously using a small drill tool to do so much of it. He's also bringing some other pieces made by artists from the area. Can you talk real quick, and we've got about just a handful of seconds. What is Talavera pottery?
It's Talavera pottery. Is this pottery that you can see here. It's handmade.
It is beautiful.
Also, he's going to bring some jewelry from Tasco.
Right.
So everybody is invited to assist to the art show.
And you will be with him on the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th.
Yes,
You're
I
be
will
busy,
be
Alecia.
with him all those days.
That is amazing. That is amazing. She loves the aspect of the International Festival, even more so helping to bring her community to our community, to celebrate Mexico, to celebrate David and his works, but to also give other folks an opportunity to celebrate. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Alecia.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Coming up next on Carolina People. We want to thank Libby Cooper, Alex Palkovich, and Alecia Chavez for making today's Carolina People so special. Get out to Osborne's on October 15th from 7 to 9, or here at Francis Marion University, October 18th, the 11th Annual PD International Festival from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., rain or shine.